Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise, an echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
That's right. Light is only for those having difficulty seeing what's in front of them. Sticking to the me first path is the only way we'll be going places.
I'm surprised at the change of heart. I believe in putting yourself aside to help others, but helping the dark side is not that, you know.
You can't fight who you really are. The blood is obviously running red in our veins.
You're trying to keep us in the dark here, but you know it's blue blood in our veins and what it means. We have responsibilities. You can't fight the truth.
Right is always right.
As I do not know how this... As I don't know how this is going to progress, I figure I may as well speak up. Welcome. We are us, and this, ladies and gentlemen, this is Biomutant.
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others.
New main quest, Meat Eater's Meat.
Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
Lupa, whoa. Foo roll is on alt. Ooh. Phoenix flight. Parry with Q. That's some... That is some curious business. Let's try it. Viper Bite. Let's see. Yeah, I really do have to work on these keybinds. Who in the world thought evading on alt was a good idea? Dang it. And I chose the mercenary class because it... There it goes. I have to actually manually reload. It's not automatic. Dang it. So I have to fire every bullet up until the very last one.
You better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes.
Okay, new objective, Bunker 101. Let me see if I can use my controller for this. I should probably get away from that. Further. Oh, yeah, it totally looks like we're safe in here. Like we've got our little light. Okay, this lets us change our ranged weapons. When in the gear menu, you can navigate to your preferred ranged weapon and assign it to the quick select menu by making it a favorite. You can make up to 8 ranged weapons favorites.
The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Oh, that's no good. Evolution gone wrong. Move towards an enemy to target them with melee attacks. Aim the camera towards an enemy to target them with ranged attacks. Reload your weapon, press RB. When the ammo indicator is red, you can perform a quick reload, which is the... I'm pretty sure this is the perk specific to the class I chose, which is Deadeye. I chose Deadeye because I want to also focus on Ki, which is... I don't really know for certain, but I'm assuming there to be more like magical ranged attacks. So I figured going range would probably work with that. A successful quick reload will shorten the reload time and increase the damage of the next bullet. However, since I have the Deadeye class, the way this works is that I actually instantly reload the entire magazine, and then my entire magazine after that successful quick reload is then increased by 20%. Or the damage the weapon does during that magazine increases by 20%. Ki energy is used for dodging, using mutations, and performing special attacks. When you're out of Ki energy, you'll be unable to perform these actions. Your Ki energy regenerates both in and out of combat. Okay. That's... okay, dodge makes more sense here. Okay, I actually kind of like this. It'd be nice if I could... Dang it. Trying to get the hang of this, but the real issue here is that I can't actually target anything. I just have to attack, which is fine for mouse and keyboard. But it doesn't really work for this. Dang it. Also, the reload being on right trigger does not work when firing the weapon is on the, well, right shoulder button, when firing is actually on the right trigger.
Finish 'em.
Dang it. Okay. Looks like something dropped over here. Or not. It's weird. What was that? Curious. Looks like there's also motion blur on this. Might want to get rid of this. Okay, there's nothing I can do about the motion blur on this. Alright, you're just a lovely looking thing. I tweaked some of the settings, so hopefully it makes a difference. It wants me to go that way, but I don't want to. So let's see. There's nothing here. I was going to remap the buttons because I don't like reload being so close to the range fire button, but there's really nothing I can do about that because parry is on the left shoulder button and there's something else on the left trigger. Electric module. Weapon add-on. You found a weapon special effect add-on. Attach it to your ranged weapon to give it an extra damage type for as long as the ammo lasts. Some enemies have a resistance or weakness to different weapon special effects, so use them wisely. Attach it to your ranged weapon to give it an extra damage type for as long as the ammo lasts. Does that mean it's temporary? Well, let's find out. To attach the special effect add-on, select it through the consumable quick menu. So, yes, it is not permanent. Well, at least I know now. You found a medical supply. Bags like this contain items that can help heal you. Your health doesn't automatically regenerate in combat. You'll have to use consumables or find other ways to heal. Health patch. Common rarity, and it provides 50 health regen for 5 seconds. Wait. Can't just tell me to ignore the door. Found another health patch. Sludge Soaker. Remember to parry enemy attacks. When the enemy attacks, you see lightning bolts flashing above their heads. Press LB.
The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death.
Whoa.
But some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Bangarang!
So if I reload too early, we don't get the quick reload effect. Dang it.
You've had better days.
Yeah.
Shot through.
Now it's just you and me, buddy. Really? I misjudged his range tremendously. I'll have to do better than that. Fallen enemies often can be looted for healing items. Find a highlighted fallen enemy and press Y. Remember to use your healing items when you're wounded. Energy pack. Tongue tickly. Okay. Dainty.
Hold on to that.
So we don't go in the sludge. Understood. Is there anything else? Ow!
A smart foe would leave now.
Looks like... Uh-oh. That is unfortunate.
Middle-lifed.
Interesting. If I could lock on that, it'd make things a lot more enjoyable. Having to do this like this with the freaking, what am I using? Gamepad? Yeah. Having to fight without being able to lock on using a gamepad is a tragedy. And given the keybinds that they have for the keyboard, ugh. Nope. Huh. Iron wall. Shielder. Some enemies carry large shields. You need to break the shield with melee attacks before you can deal damage to them. Yeah. And then it sounds like there's someone else behind me. Yup. Come on. Out here. Oh. Can we all just admit that he was definitely styled on? Whoop. Better get away from that. Dang it, I didn't get the quick reload. Ooh. Okay. Level up. Defeating enemies and completing quests will give you XP. Leveling up allows you to raise one of your attributes by 10. You'll also get 1 point that you can use to unlock skills in the Wung Fu and perks menus. Dandy candy. I don't need to use any healing since we just leveled up.
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
Crowbar? Old World Clawbar. Okay.
That pipe looks weak. The clawbar should come in handy. Whoa. It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
Rabbit sleep.
The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
Dang it. Ha. Dang it. This is rough with no ability to lock on. Not that I saw anyway. And parry is on the left shoulder button.
Bullets everywhere.
Ow.
Wonder what you could make with that.
Dang it. I wonder if you can tie in.
That's going to leave a mark.
I wonder if you can tie in melee attacks. Melee attacks and shooting.
Swoon.
No. Bioblobs. You absorbed a bioblob. These are points used to unlock mutations. You collect bioblobs by defeating morks and finding containers in various places in the world. You can use the bioblobs to unlock special powers at any time by accessing the mutations part of the menu. We picked up a significant number, so let's go ahead. Increasing attributes, you can increase of 10 to whichever you choose. Would you like to crit? The loot might be huge. So I think for this character we'll probably go maybe heavy on agility and luck with some intellect and maybe charisma. Though I have to figure out where to fit vitality into that as well.
That ain't bad.
You'll earn upgrade points when leveling up. These can be used to acquire new special attacks and perks. Time to unlock your first special attack. Let's see. Ooh. Select the weapon type you want to unlock your special attack for. You can use any type of ranged attack, but you need to be able to learn and unlock special attacks for a weapon in order to be able to use it to activate the Super Wung Fu state. We already have Feather's Flight. Shoot with the current weapon. Jump and shoot. Knee slide and shoot in the direction of the output. Nice. Crane dance. Finish your melee chain by fan firing your gun. Ah. Hitting an enemy with it will fill up one Super Wung Fu icon. So I have to evade in melee and then fire. I think I'd rather save the point for Praying Mantis. I don't really want to rely on melee attacks. I don't know. Oh, I guess they won't let me go away unless I take it. I don't, but you won't let me do anything else. You can now perform your special attack when you have the correct weapon type equipped. Once you've unlocked more attacks, you'll be able to combine them to reach the Super Wung Fu state. That's what I'm talking about. You can use any type of ranged weapon. Two-faced Coke grip. You can also dual wield one-handed weapons in this game too. Gun dual wield equip 2 different one-handed guns. Of course I can't. Go to the Mutations tab to unlock psi powers, biogenetics, and to upgrade your resistances. Our resistances are the little orbs in the lower right-hand side of our stats. Once you have more upgrade points, remember to spend them on perks, special attacks, and perk menus. So we've got some bio points. I'm not going to ever get this because we already have the base effects that allows us to quick reload. There are 2 types of mutations, biogenetics and psi powers. Both are special abilities but unlocked using different currencies. Psi powers are unlocked using points gained from making choices in dialogue or interacting with shrines, captives, and civilians. Which is misspelled. Some powers require a specific aura score to unlock. I don't have any for this, so... biogenetics then, right? Yeah. Biogenetics are unlocked using bio points gained from defeating bio creeps or finding containers. Bio points can often be found in nucleus tower sites. So what's Mothmouth? To use Mothmouth, that's kind of tough to say. To use Mothmouth, use the input you have bound the ability to while facing an enemy. This will infect any small humanoid enemy hit, while infected enemies will attack their allies instead of you. But it says it'll only infect small humanoid enemies. So I can't use it on bosses to get them off my back while I DPS them. What about... kind of like that. To use Vile Bile, press down the input you have bound the ability to. It will make you spew toxic slush in the direction you are facing, inflicting damage to all enemies hit. I don't know how long it'll be before I get more biogenetic points. And I don't want to look too far ahead. I'm going to hold on to them for now. I think we have gear. In this section, you can change equipment and weapons. These circle icons represent a part of the body that can be geared up with the equipment found or bought from vendors. Your favorites can be saved in the Outfits menu. I wish I'd been able to better color this guy, but the lighting they had in place while trying to customize him was garbage.
Should have gone for a bigger size.
I guess that'll do for now. No. Old world knowledge.
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
You found a puzzle. These are scattered around the world. Some open new paths, while others feature different rewards. To switch which node is selected, use the left stick. To rotate the node, use LB and RB. This is the number of rotations you have left. The higher your intellect, which is also one of the reasons why I went with high intellect. Not to say that I couldn't have done puzzles with the minimum number of tries, but again, I wanted to focus mainly on using key and things like that. The higher your intellect, the more moves you have. Each node has a certain position it must be rotated into to complete the puzzle. Running out of moves before that may have consequences. Rotate each of the nodes so that the colors match each other. Okay.
Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing.
Yeah.
It's coming from behind that door.
Yeah.
A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
Okay, I can also use the D-pad to move the highlight for the area I want to affect. The bottom one seems fine. I have to remember I can also use LB.
Just a few moves left. Make them count. There you go. There you go.
One thing I will say is that they give us the ability to save wherever. Airstrike. Perfectly countering an enemy attack will stun them. A stunned enemy has stars circling above their heads, and after hitting the enemy again, you can launch it up in the air by pressing LB.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out.
Why am I out of bullets?
Bullseye.
Ow. Special attacks. You're on your way to performing a special attack. Possible special attacks are prompted in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Pressing the indicated input while it's shown will trigger your special attack.
What a blow! Dented that one good.
And then in. Dang it.
Ha.
Beautiful. Come on. I want to try the counter they told me about. What?
That's the last of them.
Ah.
Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. Might not need that now, but you will later.
Energy pack. And sweet meat. Nah, whoop. Hold on. There's more to loot.
At least you got something for your trouble.
Right? Where does this rope go? I can't even use it. A new friend. An old friend.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past.
Remember what?
How Lupa Lupin somehow left you alive after his raid on the old village. He must have had a purpose with that. The question is, what? There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land.
Unity?
After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Dialogue settings. By default, dialogues are set to advance from one NPC line to the next automatically. If you want to manually advance it, you can change this in the settings. Way back in the long ago.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here.
I doubt we told her.
You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
Potato people are better. I just like the name.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Huh. It's weird. It makes no sense that this background wasn't visible while we were talking to him, but it was blurred out. I don't know if that's a bug or if it's a result of the settings I changed. Oh, at least we didn't die.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life.
But will it grow strong enough?
Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
Hey, get back here.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree.
I think the more pressing question is, where can I find them?
They're hiding in the glitter grass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves, where they draw mineral from the natural rock. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
The inosculated Pensai. Let's avoid getting into the water again.
Now that you've seen the Nono's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us.
So wise.
You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today.
Well, when someone as beautiful as you is right, you're right.
No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live or not. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
Let's find out what the World Eaters are.
The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. WeArEuS is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
So how can I take them down?
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Midget, and the Goo Glide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Rod nets. Abnormal rarity. So we've got to go out and catch some Nano. I sure hope I remember how to actually pronounce that.
You're getting the hang of it.
We just closed this. Oh, now we
Quickest way
use the
out is
rope.
through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
Okay. I think we should go. We can't save. Interesting.
One hand after the other.
Okay, that's going to do it for us today and our introduction to the world of Biomutants. We will be back tomorrow with more. I don't know how I'm going to do this, given that we also have Enderal and Lost Ruins. And I mean, there's Near too, but nobody really cares about that. So, I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to make this work. We might have to shuffle some things around. But that's my problem and not yours. Know that we will be back with more, and soon. I will figure this out. I will figure out the scheduling for these games. You can be sure of that. And so with all that said, we will see you next time.